Yesterday we saw that there is a connection between the indriyas, the mind, the buddhi, intellect, and the Atman. All of them reside within this chariot called the body. And this body proceeds on this path in one's own life where the senses run towards the sense objects. Eyes want to see, nose wants to smell, tongue wants to taste and talk, ear wants to hear, and skin wants to touch and feel. This is the only motivation for the horses to move forward. If none of these are there, the horses won't move from their place. In old times, if not horses, at least for the donkeys, they used to tie a bundle of grass in front of donkey's face. The person who is sitting on the donkey will hold a stick, and in front of the stick there will be a bundle of grass dangling. And this donkey will think it will catch the hold of the grass and eat it. For that sake, it will keep walking towards the grass. And as it walks, the grass keeps moving, because this man on the top is holding the grass through a stick. You understand what I mean? So it's always hanging in front of the donkey, but donkey cannot eat it. However, the donkey thinks it's going to eat now and next moment and the next moment and keeps walking. Finally, they reach wherever they're supposed to reach. So Indriyas won't move unless they have got something to see. Indriyas won't move and do anything unless they have got something to hear. Indriyas won't move unless they've got something to smell and taste or touch or feel. So without tempting them with something to see, touch, hear, taste, smell, this body won't move. You are going to get nice breakfast. The menu says that today masala dosa is there. Immediately your indriyas will move. The chariot will start moving. Because how does the chariot move? Horses have to pull the chariot. Chariot is not automobile which will move on its own. It has got senses as the pullers. So unless the indriyas are motivated to move, they won't move. They will sit either in their own place like tamas, or if they are wrongly motivated, then they'll run in all directions like rajo-buddhi. And if they are purely well motivated, the object that they are pursuing is purer one, then that is sattvic way of life. So you find all the three kinds of people in the world. Tamasic people, very lazy. 4 brothers were there, very, very lazy. All were lying under this tree. And one of the brothers felt very thirsty. He said, I'm so thirsty, I'm almost going to die of thirst. Can somebody get me water? The other brother said, there is a fly sitting on my nose. I haven't shooed away the fly till now. You think I will go and get water for you? To lift his hand and shoo the fly away is an effort. Tamasi buddhi. They'll die, but they will not go and fetch water for themselves. Everybody has their own nature. That's why it says, Prakritai kriyamanani gunai karmani sarvashaha ahankara vimudhatma karta aham iti manyate. All the actions of the world are being performed because of the combination of these 3 gunas. The tamo-guna, which is inertia, laziness, inaction, lethargy. Then there is rajo-guna, action, results, motivation, ambition, desires. They cannot sit in one place for more than 2 minutes. And then there are the sattvic people who are not lazy, but they rest as it is required. They don't sleep more than that what is required. They just do what is required. They don't do too much of action also. They just do action as much as required. And more importantly, their motivations are very pure. 3 people who are sculpting an idol out of the stone were asked. First one was asked, what are you doing? He said, I am just doing for filling my stomach. This is a job that I am doing. That is his motivation. What is the motivation? I will get money for the work that I do. With that, I will feed myself and my family. Beyond that, there is no motivation. The motivation for the second kind of people is what? The second person, when asked, says, "Oh, I love carving, I love sculpting. So I am basically expressing my love of sculpting and carving, my talent. This is a way to express my talent. So that is what I am basically a sculptor. That's why I like it. I'm doing that." This is the second kind of thinking. He wants to express his talent, skills. Therefore, he wants to sculpt the stone and bring out something beautiful so that people will notice his work and appreciate him. He is not the one who simply drags his feet to the work. Oh, another Monday. Then again, one more week I have to work and I have to feed myself and my family. This is one kind of motivation. The second kind of motivation, I am a talented artist. I want to show my talent on the stone and bring out something beautiful which world will notice and appreciate me. So he is doing it for appreciation. The third kind of people are there. When they were asked, "What are you doing?" that third person said, "I am creating God out of this stone. I am creating God of this stone. I am offering my devotion to God by carving God out of this stone for the temple." He is making the murti for the temple. Now the question is the first one not carving God out of the stone? He is also carving. Is the first one not expressing his talent of sculpting and carving? He is expressing. But what is his attitude? My attitude is I have to feed myself, so I have to get some money, therefore I have to work. Otherwise, he is not interested in working, though he has talents, though he knows the purpose of the work. Yet his only motivation is I'll get my food for the day. His joy is only so much. Beyond that, he does not think. The second kind of person is not worried about the money that will come at the end of the day. He knows I'll get my money. That is a part and parcel of this work. But more importantly, I am a very talented sculptor, and everybody should know that I'm so talented, I'm so creative. And to express that talent, he is working. His motivation is different. Is he not aware that he's sculpting God out of that stone? He knows. He's making Ganesha or anything out of that stone. He knows. Does he not know that he is going to get salary at the end of this work? He knows he will get. But yet his view is what? That I am expressing my personal talent. Third one, does he not know that he is expressing his talent? He knows. Does he not know that he will get money at the end of the work? He knows. He is not working for free. Yet his attitude towards the work is what? I am carving God. It's my way of showing my devotion to God. It's my way of contributing to the village temple by turning the stone into a God. All three are doing the same work. Yet their motivations are very different. All three are sculptors. But their idea of why they are sculpting is totally different from each other. This is the difference of the mind of a person who simply lives in the world to carry on with life. Somehow I have been born now, I feel hungry, I have to feed myself, then I got married, I have children, I have to feed them. That is all, so they drag their feet to the work. Every day is a burden for them. Because inertia is there. They don't want to really express any talent, they don't want to do any devotional work. They just want to laze around, and if they are so hungry, then they drag themselves. Such people are of Shudra-buddhi. Shudra is not a caste by birth. Shudra is guna. That's why Krishna also says, Chaturvarnyam maya srishtam. Guna karma vibhagashaha, he says. All these four varnashramas, that is Shudra, Vaishya, Kshatriya, and Brahmana, are created by me only, Krishna says. If some NGOs people read this Bhagavad Gita, they'll go and file a case on Sri Krishna. Casteism and division, social inequality, injustice. But they never understood the idea what Krishna is saying. Krishna says, guna karma vibhagashaha, based on their gunas. Gunas are our inherent qualities in us, the mind's qualities. Some people are naturally soft spoken. If they shout at you, you will think that they are singing your glory. Some people are naturally so harsh spoken that if they are talking to you lovingly, you think they are fighting. But their decibels are there, that's how they speak. And they are misunderstood for being rude or harsh or loud. But their nature is that they cannot keep quiet and they have to speak loudly, anything. So everybody has their gunas with which they are born. The minds have their gunas. So Krishna said, based on the gunas, I have divided the whole society into 4 kinds. One are the Shudra-buddhi. Shudra-buddhi are people what? They are generally tamasic. They will drag themselves to the work. And the only reason why they work is for the sake of filling this stomach. Beyond that, there is no motivation. This buddhi is called Kshudra-buddhi, which has no other motivation than filling one's belly. That's all is the motivation, and pleasing their senses. This is all the life of Shudra Buddhi, Tamasic Buddhi people. They're all engrossed in their senses. Indriyas drive them to all kinds of places. And the money that they earn with so much of hard work, they spend it and waste it. They don't realize it. They think this is how life is. This is what is happening in the world today, especially with the youngsters, because they have no idea why these indriyas have been given to them. They have no idea what should be the motivation of the mind to work in the society. They have no idea which direction their buddhi is going. Anything that is pleasant to the senses is all that matters. This is all Shudra Buddhi, Tamasika Buddhi people. They may look very handsome, smart, with dressed in corporate uniforms, talking English fluently, making some ultimate presentations and doing all kinds of smart things that a poor village young man will be aspiring for. But truth of their life is only this much. Just to please their senses, just to please the mind which is enjoying the senses, they do everything and anything, and there is no limit to it. Where they are going, they themselves don't know. Till they meet their ruin, and then the buddhi comes, by the time it's already late. Second kind of people are rajasic people. They are intelligent, they are talented, they are not lazy, they are not those who are only here to please their senses. That is a part of it. But all their mind is ambition, ambition, ambition. Cutthroat competition. I must not allow anybody else to grow. I only should be growing. They take to wrong means also without hesitation to grow inside an organization or to earn a little more money than the others. They don't mind lying, cheating, and deceiving people for the sake of their personal welfare. This is Rajasika Buddhi. They don't draw the lines correctly, which is adharma, which is dharma, how far and not further. They don't draw. In fact, they keep erasing the lines and expanding their territory all the time. And such people are very, very poisonous in the society. Because not only they do wrong things, but they set a wrong example for others also. So somebody who is earning good money by cheating, lying and deceiving people, and seemingly buying a new car and then a new house and then starting a new venture, becomes an idol, hero, and all the media channels, everybody will put them and show them. Look at this billionaire before 40. How? That nobody will discuss. How? See, anything that is unnaturally which is growing, it has to be divine or devil. There is no human there. If something is unnaturally happening, it is divine grace, or it has to be a devil at work. In between, human efforts are not there. Either you are behaving like a devil, that's why unnaturally your business is growing, or you are behaving divine, that's why it's growing. As human, if you are doing, nothing will grow unnaturally, everything will go organically, naturally, kramakramena. So these people with money, business, ambitions, ideas, suddenly they're shooting up, going up. They come back also down the same way very soon. It's going on big corporates, smart fellows, and worked in the best of the corporates earlier, and given so many lectures and speeches about business ethics, business morality, business acumen. All of them finally fell down because of their wrong practices, unethical behavior and conduct. And it is for the whole world to see today that they have done this. While they were doing, people praised them. Oh, very well, you are doing so well. They brought them on news channels and showcased them and misguided the younger generation that this is possible. This is not possible without wrong means. It's only possible through wrong means. That nobody told the youngsters. They set up a wrong example for the youngsters. All the youngsters also ran behind it and they suffered. And these people anyway came crashing down after some time or the other, as per the law of the universe. These are rajasic buddhi. Only I, that's all. I, mine, me, that is all they keep. Their only limits are that. They cannot think of anybody else. At any cost, they will climb on somebody's shoulder, stamp somebody and rise. They don't mind. This is rajas buddhi. Again, the motivation is there here. What is the motivation? Selfishness is the motivation. What kind of selfishness? Mine should be happy. I should be known, seen. I should enjoy the pleasures and comforts. These are not those who just want to fill their belly and have a weekend enjoyment and then go back. These are people lifelong. They want to be known and seen as the richest people. They'll never stop. Whatever you give them moon also, they won't stop. So these are the rajasic buddhi people. That is motivation of their indriyas and mana is what? To name, fame, ambition, praise and recognition, acknowledgement. This is rajasic buddhi. Then there are those sattvic buddhi people who also have the same 5 indriyas, who also have one mind, who have also one buddhi, same as everybody else. But these are the people, whatever they do, sarva karma bhagavad prityartham, sarva karma phalatyagam. Whatever, I might be a talented person, I might be a very intelligent person, but whatever I am doing is all a service to God. It's all offering to God. Obviously, I cannot offer a wrong thing to God. So therefore, all my actions, thoughts and words are carefully examined. Like when you are going to a temple and you want to offer a coconut, at least 100 times you'll ask the coconut seller, this coconut is fine, isn't it? It is not gone bad, isn't it? And suppose you break and the coconut goes bad. You'll come back with the pieces to the same vendor and tell you replace it. You gave me bad coconut. You're so careful when you are offering to God. But when we are thinking, speaking and doing, we don't think like this. If there also we create the motivation that our eyes, ears, nose, touch, taste, smell, everything is to do things that can be offered to God, then where is the question of us going wrong in life? Everything will go and get offered to God. Such people are of sattva-buddhi. They also have the same 5 senses. They don't have more than 5. They also have one mind that everybody has. They also have a buddhi that everybody has. Means their chariot is not a special chariot. 5 horses only. 1 driver, 1 rein to hold that, and 1 traveler. There is no special thing. But the usage of that chariot, the control on the horses, the analysis and thinking and decision making in them has a different level of understanding and motivation. I must please God is their motivation. Second people, I must please myself, my mind. And third people, I must please my body. So the people who try to please the body are the tamasic people. They go by their instincts. People who tries to please their mind, recognition, power, fame, popularity, position, they are the rajasic buddhi. And people who please their heart, what we say as sattva-buddhi man they are. Heart means the seat of God. They want to please the passenger, the one who is the traveler in this chariot of the body. They want to please that. Therefore, lowest are people who have no control on their horses. Second ones have control, but they have their own path to go. They don't listen to the passenger master. They want to go on their own. Third is the people who are listening to the master, and therefore they are always thinking of the happiness of the master, not their happiness, not the happiness of the senses, not the mind. They're always thinking of the happiness of the master. So you can categorize yourself into any of these three. Sometimes you keep shifting between the three, like gear shifts, first gear, second gear, reverse gear. But then every time that happens, you must tell, why did my motivation fall to such lower levels, where my energy, time, my resources, all intelligence is being spent on a lowly way. 100 rupees is there in your pocket. You can do whatever you want with it. A low buddhi person, you know what he will do? He'll go and buy some ugly food and dirty drink and manage and spend that 100 rupees. Same 100 rupees is given to somebody who is rajasic. What will he do? He will try to find how can I make this 100 into 200 rupees. And if you give it to sattva-buddhi man, he will think, how can I share this 100 rupees amongst 100 people so that everybody gets something out of it, benefit out of it. That is the sattva-buddhi man. Everybody has been given the same lifespan, 24 hours a day, same body, mind, senses. But each approaches this according to their gunas. And we are a mix of gunas, not that all the time we are sattvic or all the time rajasic, all the time tamasic. But a good balance. Tamas is required, only then we can go to sleep in the night. Otherwise, we'll be awake whole night. There are people who can't sleep at all because their tamas is not balanced. It has to be balanced. It's not an ugly thing, but beyond a certain level, it is bad. Anything, ati sarvatra varjayet, they say. Anything in excess is not good. So tamas in its limit is very good. Senses must rest. They should enjoy a deep sleep. They should enjoy some basic food, good tasting food, not ugly and insipid food. Good freshly cooked food, a comfortable bed to sleep on, a good sleep. All these are important. But beyond that, it's not important that you please them. Rajas-buddhi, yes, God has given you a brain, intelligence, talent. Express your talent. You're a singer, a teacher, an orator, or a dancer, a doctor, engineer, whatever you are. That is the talent God has given you, allowed you to learn. Now express that. But for what sake? To make money and cutting others' throats? No. To make money making wrong decisions? No. Or to become famous at everyone else's cost? No. That person knows what is to be. Money, resources are important in life for carrying on with our lives. But beyond that, they don't have any use. Like shoe. A small shoe, just because you have more money, will you buy the biggest shoe available in the shop? I am the richest person, I should have the biggest shoe. That doesn't work. Therefore, you have to buy shoe according to the size of your foot. Even if you are rich, so what? If 8 or 9 number is your feet size, you have to buy that. 12 number you cannot buy. Like that, Rajas is only to that extent which takes care of our life without causing any pain and trouble to anyone. Shoe should not be small, otherwise it will bite. It is tight, we can't walk. It's the same time it cannot be big too. It should be the right size. So thinking like that, Rajasic Buddhi can be used well. Action can be used in order to yield the right kind of results. Right action. Then sattva-buddhi, the attitude of doing everything for the sake of attaining God. Doing for God means what? Where is God? Vaikunta? No, Upanishad should have at least taught you by now that you don't search for God outside. That's not there. Right here, God is that Atmanam Ratinam Viddhi. That God is that Jivatman which is inside your own Ratha, inside your own chariot. To please that master within is why you should use your Indriyas, Mana, Buddhi, everything. That passenger, the master in the car should be happy with the driving skills, should be happy with the maintenance of the car, should be happy with the way the person is listening and driving in the right direction on the right road. To that extent only, this body should be used. So your motivations should be right in life. Unfortunately, in the present times, most of the people don't understand this at all. All motivation is sense driven. For most, I'm not saying all. I'm saying for most of the world, the motivation is sense driven. They're like bad horses. And their intelligence doesn't discriminate. Have drink and smoke and eat and social media and shopping, internet, friends. That's all it is. Fast food. Most of the world is spending their time in these only, either on Friday, Saturday, or whenever they find time on it to do that. Look at what is driving the world today. Are these horses not pulling the chariot in the wrong direction? Drinking, smoking, making merry, drugs, and all kinds of relationships, depression, finally death, suicides. This is the story of the world today. Why it has happened? Nobody taught them Kathopanishad. Nobody told them, see, your horses are always unruly. They have to be tamed. Otherwise, they will take you on the wrong road and they will cause your ruin. Your mind has to be very, very strong. Weak mind. Suppose horses are to be controlled. How do you control? You pull the reins. So, if the reins are bad, rat has eaten the reins. One pull and it breaks. And the horses are free. Therefore, mind control, master the mind. Because without mastering the mind, you can't keep the senses under control. The mind has to control. The mind should say to the senses, hey, don't do this, don't see that, don't go there, don't hear that, don't taste that, don't touch that. Mind has to keep telling. With buddhi will tell the mind and mind has to tell the indriyas. But if buddhi tells the mind, please go and stop this senses from doing this thing. Mind says, I'm not able to. Why? Because the strap is broken. No, I'm not able to control these horses. So mind is weak mind. Weak mind means full of desires, full of ideas, thoughts, disturbances. A calm and pure mind is very strong mind. That's why I say strength in the world is not of those who have fulfilled their desires. The strongest people are those who have no desires. Because such people cannot be ruled by anybody else. Nobody can tempt them into doing something that they don't want to do. They won't do. Some journalist who went to Mother Teresa and said, when she was cleaning the wounds of some dying person, it was so ugly to look at, so difficult to even think of doing. The journalist said, Mother, I would not do this for $1 million, what you are doing. And she said, nor would I do it for Jesus. The motivation. Not because she'll be paid $1 million, she's cleaning the wound of somebody who's dying. But she does it for Jesus, she said. What are you doing things in your life for is the question you should ask. Why should your eyes see something, hear something, taste something, touch, smell, whatever you do in your life? What is your motivation? To please your senses, to please your mind, or to offer it to God and please God? This is the idea of this chapter. The horses have a thing of their own. They won't listen. Leave them and they will run in all directions. They have to be controlled by a calm mind and a pure mind. This calmness and purity of the mind, this is what we are learning in Master the Vine. Viveka, Vairagya, you practice. Get rid of all those unnecessary things. Keep only that which is necessary. Think in a way whether it is spiritual or not. Will it help me become more spiritual or not? If not, then discard it ruthlessly, mercilessly, and keep only that which is to be kept. And your buddhi all the time is discriminating. Smaranityam anityatam. What is real, what is unreal, what is right, what is not right, what will take me to God, what will take me away from God. This buddhi is all the time. Smaranityam anityatam. All the time. Not just come to satsanga and then we think, oh, this is right, that is wrong. Once out of Paramamritam, everything goes reverse. That is not the buddhi. It is steady, focused, nischaya buddhi they call it. Vyavasayika buddhi they call it. Completely focused and very, very strong. Why I am saying this is that this is the crux of a pure life. This is the essence of how one can continue on the spiritual path. Chariot is needed for the journey from this deha bhava to daiva bhava, from deha bhimana to daiva bhimana, atma bhimana. This is the journey we are undertaking using the body, senses, mind and the buddhi. If this does not happen in the right way, we will never reach our destination. Therefore, it is so important for you to pay attention to this idea of how senses are unruly. They have to be tamed, trained and controlled by the mind. You can't say, my eyes dragged me there, my hands dragged me there, legs dragged me there. No, you cannot. You are the driver. Car didn't go on its own. Unless you started and the engine, it won't move. You did the thing. Who did? The driver did. The driver started the car. That's how the car went whichever direction. Driver lost control and accidents happened. On its own, car did not move. Many people take to all kinds of things. Some yogis, they will cut off their tongue because they want to get over the vasanas of the tongue. of eating and talking. They want to practice maunam, and they'll cut off their tongue. Now, how does that make them maunam? I don't understand. They think they will not speak. But maunam is minds. Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, maunam atma vinigraham is the ability, is the tapas of the mind, not of the body. But people misunderstand spiritual practices like this. I like this, they cut their limbs, thinking that because of that only I am suffering, my mind goes again and again into dirty thoughts, let me cut it off and then I will be fine. All this utter foolishness. Damaging the car, that car took you to the wrong road is this foolishness. Set the driver right. Don't damage the car. Just because some accident happened, you take a stick and start beating the car. What nonsense is that? Like that, don't torture your body. That's why I'm never in favor of these upavasas, never in favor of these kind of extreme spiritual practices. That is not our approach to spirituality. Our approach to spirituality is purifying our mind of vasanas, keeping our indriyas under control, using them for what is needed and not more. And then keeping the buddhi always discriminating, always alert, awakened, never dull, sleepy and forgetful, always sharp. That's all is spiritual practice. For that sake only you have to eat in limits, keep good company, don't see, hear, taste, touch, smell things which are against the spiritual principles. Don't fall for your senses and temptations every now and then.